Hey guys, it's Catherine. Look what I got. You know what these are? These are the Zig Clean Color Real Brush Markers. Yes, I caved. I'll talk about that a little bit more in the video. But we are at Stamp Nation teaming up with SugarPea Designs, and we are bringing a really fun challenge to Stamp Nation and some of the Dream Team blogs, and that's where this video comes from. I'm working on the challenge over at Stamp Nation. It's based on a really gorgeous photo. I'm pulling the colors from that photo, and there's a lot of like graphic design in there, so I'm gonna do kind of a diagonal look on my background piece, but we're gonna do a really fun technique. It's a watercolor background using the Zig markers, so let's get started. I'm going to start out with a watercoloring technique that we all know and love, just with some new supplies to me. Yes, my friends, I jumped on the Zig bandwagon. If you received my newsletter, you know I wrote a couple weeks ago about my thoughts on the crafting bandwagon and my commitment and my promise to you that I would not jump on every bandwagon that comes my way. I would just save it for the products that really make my heart sing. So these markers have done just that, and I will be showing you more videos in the future. Today we're going to do a simple technique. We're going to use Bristol paper, and I'll be talking more about that too. I find that the Bristol works really well with these markers. So I'm going to start out just by coloring straight onto the Bristol paper. And if you have not seen the Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers before, they actually have a real brush tip. Can you see that? I mean, they are called Real Brush, and that is exactly what they have. So they have a dye ink inside. So you can do lots of different techniques that you can do with dye-based or dye water-based markers. One thing that I love about them is that they blend well together just using marker against marker. You could see that a little bit right in here when I started crossing this light orange color into that pink. They started blending together, so that's really cool. Oh, this one still has a plastic on it, so I find if I just twist, I can pull that plastic right off. It's pretty easy. I'm gonna end up die cutting this, and I have a bigger piece than I need because I wanted to lay down a bunch of color and then be able to die cut it wherever I felt like I wanted to die cut it. Whatever part of the paper I end up liking the most. Now I'm gonna go back to the pink. So one very important tool when we're using dye inks and doing fun watercolor techniques is water. So I'm just going to spray this and let the inks kind of blend together a little bit. I don't want too much blending. And now in spots like this where I have a lot of water and it's not dry yet, if I want to just dab a clean paper towel, you'll see it removes a lot of water and ink at the same time. So now before I move on, I wanted to address down here when I was coloring, it seemed like my marker was getting a little dry, but look at this. It's not dry at all. So maybe the color takes a little bit of time to get down to the brush. I'm not really sure. I just got these recently. I'm no expert. I just think they're fun and I like the results that I get. So now my biggest dilemma is, am I going to cut this fabulous die out of white cardstock and put it on top like this? Oh, that looks awesome. Or am I going to cut this out? I think I'm going to cut this out from here, and then I'll have all these really fun watercolored kind of tie-dye-ish hearts that then I can use on another project. How about that? So I'm just grabbing my big shot. I love right in here, so I'm going to make sure that I get that in my little cutout. So I ran this through and check out what I've got. This is awesome. So I'm going to cut this out and use this in some way. I've got this piece, I'm going to set that aside, and then I have all these really fabulous hearts. So I'm going to save those, and then while I'm at it, I am going to cut out this really cool home die. And I'm going to cut this out of black because I think the contrast will be really fabulous. Now while I'm cutting this out, over on Instagram, I'm going to be giving away some SugarPea stamps, And so be sure to follow me over there and like the post. And also Stamp Nation members are going to be up for grabs for a SugarPea gift certificate, and they also have a discount code right now, so that's pretty cool. So this top piece here, I'm going to punch out most of these hearts. I may leave a few in just for fun, and I'm going to pop that up with some mounting tape. I'm going to go right across some of those hearts so that they don't fall out. One of the benefits, or maybe it's not a benefit, of having kids home from school is they listen to you from the other room and they correct you. So apparently I didn't say the Instagram thing right. So if you're on Instagram, you can find me at Catherine Pooler and you can follow me. So hopefully I said it right this time. I'll take the backing off of all the mounting tape and just add it right on top of this layer. And this layer, I use my corner chomper, the 1/2 inch side, to round the corners so that it would match the die. So this little technique piece is turning out super bright and super fun and cheerful. So I think I'm going to keep the rest of the card fairly simple. So I'm going to add this home on in a minute. I'm going to do this toward the bottom corner, and I'm going to move this over just a smidgen, and I'm just going to do a little pen mark. I don't have a pencil nearby, and that pen is going to be covered up. But that's going to give me a little mark to do my greeting. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to grab my Misty, and that will help ensure that I get some even stamping going on here. I have a fabulous background stamp set with a bunch of fun little patterns on it by SugarPea. If you head over to my blog, you will see the links for all of these products that I'm using. And I'm going to add this right to the bottom here. So I'm lining the chevron up with my grid, and I'm also making sure, actually, you know what? I need to put this up a little bit further, because I want to do 2 chevron stamps. So making sure that the paper is hitting about the same, it's kind of hard to explain, but the same part of the chevron, like toward the peak. Does that make sense? And then I'm going to ink it up with my Memento black ink pad. Now I think my technique piece will cover that up, but since I'm using my Misty, I can stamp it a couple times to get it super dark. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it up. And because I have these lines on the side, I'll know that it's not going to stamp on top of the first one. Now I'm ready for that little greeting part, and I decided just to add this technique piece right back there to make sure I have this lined up where I want it to be. And I know my home is going to be here. I want it just about at the top of the chevron, and I want to make sure that greeting is right above that, so positioning is awesome. I'll pick that up, and then we'll just stamp it with the Memento black. Okay, so that does it for the stamping and the techniquing, and now it's just assembling. I just added some liquid glue to the back of the technique piece. We'll pop it on the front of the card and grab that home. Some more liquid glue on the back of this, and then we'll be done. And don't forget to check out this blog post for close-up pictures, links, and also check out that Instagram post, because I am giving away some stamps. You know what? I need to make this into a card too. So I will do that when I turn the camera off. Make sure you head over to my blog, because I'll have pictures of that as well. Thanks for being here today. Happy stamping.